Welcome to another episode of the Parents Lounge. I am Jamie Kaler. I'm joined as always by my co-host and partner in crime, Mr. Jason Gowan. How are you today, Jason?
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Hey, it's so funny. We're still on opposite coasts. We've never met.
Never met.
We started this show. This is the beauty of the virtual world.
Yep.
I mean, this is like Ready Player One, really. We're in our virtual world every Tuesday night, really just to get away from our families.
I'm actually a 67-year-old Vietnamese woman.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Cocker Spaniel. I'm not even human, which is crazy. I know. Hey, we normally do a little chit chat beforehand to get things started, but our guest is here, and he was supposed to be here last week, but of course, tragedy happened, as you know, Jason.
Wow.
And he's apparently under the influence of some healthy, naturally grown supplements, I would say. What do you think? We should just bring him in and do our opening chat with him, because he'll just sit in the background. I
love it. Let's bring him in.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Let's introduce him a little bit. My friend, before we just pop him right in, he was a regular and a writer on Chelsea Lately. You might know him from CMT's The Josh Wolf Show. Mm-hmm. And he has an amazing book called It Takes Balls, Dating Single Moms and Other Confessions from an Unprepared Single Dad. And he's one of my favorite comics on the planet. Please welcome Josh Wolf.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I like that hi is your first word out.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? You good?
You had a show just before this.
Weren't you reading books like 20 minutes?
Oh, I was reading books. 20 minutes before this. I read, I get high and read weird children's books. And this book is called My Butt Is So Noisy.
Well, is it a long book? We're a parenting show.
Oh, that's actually my autobiography.
Okay. Look, I have that one. I also have The Day My Fart Followed Me Home. And I have Brenda's Beaver Needs a Shave. So
three dudes reading that one's probably honestly, I don't want to get canceled in the first 5 minutes of the show of like, hey, did you see that show with those three middle-aged white dudes talking about Brenda and her mammal?
Yeah.
Let's take Jason. You want to pick it?
So Jamie, let me just get this clear. He's not saying what we're gonna read. He's just saying what we're not gonna read.
That's it. I'm putting the kibosh on.
Yeah, no, man.
I'm also the father of two little girls. That book doesn't sound cool, Jason.
No, you're right.
It's a tough choice. The other two sound so enticing.
How about Jiggle Wiggle Tickle Pickle?
No.
That's what they used to call me.
Here's the one I want. Actually, I'm going to pick it because I'm so intrigued.
Wait, you don't?
No, I don't. No,
you don't want me to give you any more options?
No,
they're not getting any better.
They're getting better. And when we end the show, we're going to read them all.
Okay. Which one would you like to read?
Well, I'm so intrigued by a fart that would follow you home. I just feel like do you want to go through the rest of the titles first?
Well, I'll tell you this. The fart that followed me home, and I'm not saying this is a positive or a negative, just has a lot more words than My Butt Is So Noisy.
So you'd rather go the shorter route?
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest with you.
And you should be.
Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah, well, let's go with that one.
I don't have my glasses. This is too small. It's going to take too long for me to read it, and I don't really have.
Well, you know what you could do? You could do like the Reader's Digest condensed version. Just break down the story for us. Like his butt's too noisy.
Well, here's the deal, though. The noisy butt is a good one with some nice imagery. See, this is the picture. This is the dude. You see him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got a noisy butt. Now, what's funny to me is that the first picture is a dog running away. It's not the kid. So even the dog's like.
I'm intrigued already because
yeah.
The dog is terrified.
Yeah, the dog. See, that's the thing. By the way, Jason, good catch. This dog is frightened.
Yeah.
And dogs usually are okay with it.
Well, he knows he's going to get blamed. I mean, that's a given.
True.
Hold on.
Wow, this is.
Hold on. Oh, no, don't worry, buddy. I got it.
We're all starting to understand why you didn't make last week's show.
Hold on. It's okay, buddy. Hold on. Let me just kill that June butter. There we go. It's okay, buddy. Don't worry. I got it. When I like go after like a wasp or something, he can't stand it. Now, it's not the wasp. It's me swinging my arms around. He thinks something bad's about to happen.
I mean, honestly, I couldn't stand it either. I thought it was awful. I don't think Jason liked it very much either, man.
Hold on.
I was concerned. I was concerned a little.
Were you concerned by how wildly I was waving my arm?
It just seemed to escalate very quickly.
Oh, dude, let me tell you something. I am the jumpiest. I scare very easily. And when I scare, I jazz hand. So when I go after bugs,
did you move to next to a
train yard? Yeah. We moved in the city.
So much going on.
We moved like in the city, dude.
All right. There's trains in the city. Sure, it makes sense.
No, but by Zany's.
Yes. Vaguely. I mean, the last time I was there was years ago, and it's all a blur, to be honest with you. It was a fun weekend.
Did you ever do that festival down there?
No. Not Bonnaroo.
Wild West or something like that?
No.
Oh, that's my dog.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry. All right. There's a lot happening over here.
Oh, yeah. No, we got it. Last week was even more. Somebody got stabbed next door or something.
Dude, right next door. So we are in these townhouses, and I hear this screaming, and I'm like, what is going on? But like different kind of scream, like something really bad is happening. So I go next door, and I'm sorry, my dog just unplugged every.
Dude, Jason. I mean, I don't know what to do. Every week we book Josh Wolf. It's a running gag. It's a running gag. Of like,
listen. My dog just unplugged everything. Am I back?
Hey, Josh,
you are back. Welcome back.
What are you doing? He's dragging around my power cord right now.
Do you know they can't open doors? So if you put him, the door between you and him, he can't get in.
See this big outdoors? I'm on the 3rd floor. It's like kind of an open flow room. You know what I mean? Well, no, I can. If I close it, it's like it is an actual garage door. But then if I close it, it gets super stuffy in here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
I do.
Yeah. So, by the way, I'm kind of high, so I'm just rambling.
Wait, what?
When did that happen?
Oh, we'll cut this out. This whole episode will be 6 minutes long.
Hold on. Look, this is so the illustration here makes me laugh. First of all, look how they did this. They did her dirty. Look at how they drew her.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Apparently,
the hair and the pointy.
Everything.
It's just cold, Jamie.
This is not. You could have been nicer. And then this is the noise. These are the noises that are coming out of this. I think there's a bazooka ball in there. There's like a rocket.
Trombone.
Yeah.
Lawnmower,
is there?
Yeah,
there is a lawnmower. Yeah,
I've farted each of those sounds many times in my life.
What about this one?
Each of them since the show started.
This is the best one right there. Did you see the baby crying?
Yeah,
that's
my favorite. Is sometimes I rip one and I hit the first note from Modern Love, David Bowie. It's an actual E and it goes. Yeah,
the one that sounds like it's almost like underwater.
Yeah. And then I'll hit it, and then my kids are there, and I go, "Modern Love," walk beside me, and my kids are like, "What are you doing?" I go, "You'll never."
Yeah, fart along with me, kids. Here we go.
The show devolved quickly, didn't it, Jason? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
It happens.
It happens.
I mean, we are reading a book called "My Butt Is So Noisy."
Sure, and that was absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure what we were expecting.
No, I mean that's exactly what I was expecting. I mean, he wrote on Chelsea lately. What did you think you were going to get? I mean,
now listen. You asked me to read this book.
That's true. No, he's right. I think we're the gist of it.
He's not wrong.
He keeps ripping giant sounds. Let's cut to the end. I think we know the setup. What's the third act?
The third act is Well, it's hard to say. Real things got great there. Well, at the end, his bud is famous. I'm known worldwide. I have the loudest, the proudest, the most uproarious, victorious sound system backside. Oh, he got his ass converted into a radio. We missed a lot.
We did.
Yeah, I feel like
I think I got the whole story. That kid has millions of followers. He's huge, and now everything's a sponsorship deal. Charmin, hashtag Charmin sponsored.
you think that a stereo sponsored his ass.
I mean, if his acoustics were good enough.
Yeah.
Techniques. Honestly, Beats by Dre, I would say. He would say, like, Beats by Dre.
I mean, I would say that just judging by the noises, all of the noises that were in his repertoire, I would say that you're probably right. It's like one of those organs, where you can make any sound.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what it was.
He's like the Michael Winslow of farts. He's
Oh
like,
my
he can do whatever.
Lord.
He kind of is. Hey, all right. So, Josh, I want to jump
Winslow.
to a subject near and dear to your heart, and this is marijuana. And
All right.
I put a little video together to tell you my point of view on certain aspects of the marijuana business.
Okay. Do you want me to smoke a joint while I watch it, or
I
not?
think you should. This would help. So you start to light it up. It's only it's like a minute and a half or something, but you'll get my point. And then I want to talk about what's happening in this world
Let me get my joint. Hold on.
of kids and drugs. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, light it up. Watch along as you're doing it. Do you need to leave?
Is he on the set of Between Two Ferns?
He is. He is on the set. Looks like an Entourage set to me. But yeah. Look, I am pro pot. Obviously, I'm a comic. But as a parent, something has been happening in the cannabis industry that must be stopped, and it is this. Yes, hilarious ice cream. Very funny, and I understand that pot is a childlike quality and comes in real handy if you want movies to be funnier, which we all do. But every day when I drive my kid past this store on the way home from school, my 7-year-old daughter has begged me to pull over and get her some ice cream. Oh, sorry, they don't sell ice cream. What do you mean they don't sell ice cream? It's called ice cream. Exactly. They even added a billboard above the store to really boost the THC level of ice cream. And now you've made me have a conversation that I shouldn't be having for at least a couple more years. Well, what do they sell, Daddy? Adult stuff. Like ice cream? No. I think it's makeup. I don't believe you, Dad. And some jewelry. You're lying. Paint, kitchen utensils, dairy alternatives. Nope. And now she wants to go in there so badly. How am I supposed to deal with this? I mean, should I just be honest and tell her that it's a plant that grows naturally, which has a calming and medicinal effect and has been used for thousands of years and was only outlawed and demonized for political reasons, and that one day you'll smoke a joint with a glass of wine and some friends and you'll have the greatest night of your life? But not yet. You're only 7. How about we finish grammar school first? And it's not ice cream. Look, pot should have always been legal. I'm with you. But can we maybe target it towards adults? I would even accept names like Pot of Gold, The Weed Eater, or That's Dope. But ice cream? This should be illegal. What do you guys think? What do you think, Josh? As he gets high. Listen, hey, I'm with you, man. I get it.
Let me tell you something. I 100% agree with you. 100%. The first thing I thought of, not even the name of it, I just looked at the lettering, and I was like, "Yeah, that looks like a cartoon. That shouldn't be." Because the truth of the matter is, it shouldn't. It's like when Camel cigarettes invented Joe Camel.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right. And so you can't target people who aren't of age yet. I would agree with that 100%.
Well, yeah. Originally, the Flintstones even were smoking Winston cigarettes, and they had to ban that.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, look. Although I would have loved to have seen a couple Flintstones smoking cigarette commercials. That would have been phenomenal.
There are on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I might check it out. But yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. I even like just like the packaging. I just think the packaging should look adult too. for
Like,
the
what would an adult
for
package
the
look like?
candies or anything like that. Like an adult packaging would look like this. Hold on. Hold on, dude. Let me get my bag of baby hands.
And it would just say for adult back pain.
Adult packaging. This is not something that.
What is that?
These are edibles.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to, but like you could make a chocolate bar with it that is adult.
Well, that's
packaging.
another thing.
You know what I mean?
Should they be able to make them in the shape of a gummy bear? I mean, I'm terrified to have those in the house because my kids are sneaks, and all of a sudden they try to make the thing so you can't open it, and then I can barely open it, but my kids will probably open it.
Yeah, man. Look, if you buy drugs and bring them in your house, it's on you to be able to fucking hide them from your kids. I'm sorry. Like you can't blame the man. Then don't buy the gummy bears. You're the grown up.
Have you ever hidden them?
Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever hidden them so well that then you can't find them?
Yeah.
I've done that. Yeah.
When I moved out of my house that I had lived in for like 10 years, Beth was like, I found some weed. Hey, I found some weed. I found some weed. She did it like 8 times. I'm like, got it. Thank you. Got it. No, it's not good anymore. Where'd you find that one? Like, but I didn't always smoke. You know, when I was single with the kids, when Beth met me, I didn't smoke.
The way you just said that makes it sound like Beth got you into smoking.
It did make it seem like it was Beth's fault.
It was like I was fine, and then Beth came in the picture, and now I'm high all the time.
Listen. You look at it as blame. I look at it as credit.
Oh, okay.
You know, but when I was single, I couldn't be, even when they were asleep, I was too nervous to be high. I was like, I'm not going to be drunk. I'm not going to be high when it's just me and them.
You even talked about this, but Jason, do you partake in the festivities?
I don't. So after my divorce, I had a problem with popping pills like they were candies. And I don't think I've never talked about this with anybody really. And so because of it, I just kind of left anything of the sort behind just because I went down to a very dark place.
What were the pills?
I popped Ativan like you wouldn't believe.
I don't even know
what is Ativan.
Gosh.
It's well, it's to help you sleep, but I'll tell you, it got so crazy that I actually at one point was like buying crazy amounts of stuff at night, and I wouldn't remember that I did it. And like this giant Kermit the Frog pillow showed up in my mailbox, and I had no recollection of ever purchasing it. So like it would just blank me out completely, and I just never went back down that road.
What did you do with the pillow?
I still have it.
Yeah, good. How big is it? I'm so curious.
It's like 3 foot by 3 foot. It's a substantial Muppet pillow.
Yeah. Not just Muppet pillow. I would say substantial pillow. It's a big pillow.
Now, if you saw that today, and would you be like, oh, that's something I would want? Or did you order something that you're like, why? Like if I ordered like, something like a new set of golf clubs, I'd be like, I don't remember that, but yeah, that makes sense.
I don't really need it now, but my oldest son has kind of claimed it. So
that's great.
I mean, it worked out.
Maybe you knew you were going to have that son down the road, or
it was like
Josh, have you ever, I've done things high but it's usually something that's within my daily parameter of like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
When I'm stoned.
Yeah.
When I'm stoned, I'm not adventurous. Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on what you consider adventurous, but like I'll go on stage, my second show Saturday, I'll get high and go on stage.
Can't do it. I can't. Honestly, I'm antisocial. I just want to be left alone and watch TV and eat ice cream or something.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean, want to have a conversation.
My favorite thing about weed is this. If I'm high and I'm standing up and walking around, I'm not tired. When I lay down, I go to sleep. If someone's here, I'm cool to talk. If nobody's here, I'm also cool to watch TV. You know what I mean? I
would agree with that. Where it's a mood enhancer, like whatever mood you're in.
Yeah,
as long as it's a good mood. It always, even if you're in a bad mood, it goes, no, Jamie, let's Let's try a good mood. And
Let's
then you
turn
go, well,
that.
how about this good mood? And it goes, yes, let's follow that path.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that does feel good. I'm always amazed when people say they get. My wife, she did it once in her life, and she was like, and she said she got really paranoid. People say I can't do this. I tried it once and I got paranoid.
A lot of people.
And I was like, well, that's like saying I jumped out of an airplane. I went skydiving and I was absolutely terrified. And you're like, yeah, it was. You have to get used to. It's like the first. Like I went on stage to do stand up once, and I literally shit myself. And I go, well, but if you did it 1,000 times, you feel pretty good about it.
Well, here's what I'll say. Weed definitely isn't for everybody, but I also agree it's hard to tell after one time. You know what I'm saying? But I will also say this. If the first time I had done it, I had panicked, I'm not sure how eager I would be to try it again, because do you remember like a really bad panic? Ever smoking weed? Have you ever panicked really?
I remember having I ate a cookie one time many moons ago, maybe because I was in the Navy, so I never got high till like the 30s. And so, because you would get piss tested, and through college I was ROTC, I would have lost my scholarship, this whole thing. So of course they didn't care that I drank like I was Bukowski and Hemingway. And that was like, Jamie, good for you. They don't.
Jamie, what was your drinking? What was your like hardest drinking 4-year period?
I mean, I would say it started like senior high school, and it probably went through 42. I would say college was just. I mean, brutal. If I didn't drink on a night, it was because I was so hungover. I probably could not drink. Like we just drank. And I'm from New England, and so it was like you just went bowling. You didn't go skiing. Like when you went skiing, you were like, we got a lot of stuff to do. We got to pack the skis. We got to pack the boots. We got to fill the Boda bag with peppermint schnapps. Like there's things that have to be done before you go do these things.
Yeah.
I can't believe people get high like in ski. Like that to me blows my mind.
Well, I knew a guy who used to get high and go to the gym and work out. I've seen that. I mean, as much as I like weed and I'm awake and eager to have some fun, I'm not working out. Like
Jason, while you were doing that stuff, were you functioning?
No. Well, the thing is, like, I was supposed to be watching my sister's kids, and I at one point had done it right before I watched it. Was totally irresponsible, and I drove the car, and my nephew to this day tells a story about the time I pretended to be Lightning McQueen, and I almost hit, like I was in the other lane. It was just complete craziness. So no, I shouldn't be on substances. I'm barely hanging on, just at regular oxygen.
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
Well, you got to know about him too. He was a ventriloquist for a while, so he did something. That's probably why you bought that stuffed animal, man.
Wait.
Is he coming into frame?
Oh boy.
You had asked, and we had never brought him in.
He told the story a couple weeks ago how he was chasing his ex-wife in a car, and the puppet was sitting in the passenger seat with him.
Oh no.
All right,
that would have been.
Get high, Jason?
Oh yeah, he's got a real problem, and we've had to talk to him about it. Actually, it's none of your goddamn business. Okay.
What's going on?
Oh my God, this whole show.
Perfect show for him to come out. So
who's this guy?
I am Jack. This is Jack. How you doing?
Hey Jack, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
How are you, Josh?
I'm good, man. What have you been up to?
Oh, just hanging out, getting some ass. Nice.
Getting some ass.
Can you drink water and talk?
No, no. I'm amateur at best.
Wait,
unless you're supposed
or you should have talked when I drank the water.
I was waiting for it too.
Sorry. The control rod.
Jamie, you saw exactly where I was going.
Hey, he was watching you drink, going, I guess Josh is going to talk while he drinks.
Well, no,
I'm trying to wonder who's high here. Is it Jason or Josh? I'm really confused.
The control rod in his mouth stuck. Yeah, like because I haven't touched him in years.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's honestly too.
I mean,
Here's my question, Josh. So we were talking about drugs and kids, and I've been watching that Crime of the Century because here's, dude, I'm terrified of what my kids. So you didn't get high when you were younger as a young man?
Oh, I did. Yes, of course.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I got high the first time when I was probably 14. I smoked some in high school.
I don't think it's a good time for people to get high. I just think I'm a fan of trying stuff out in high school. I get that. But I think when kids in high school start and I think getting high really does kind of sap some motivation out.
I agree with you. I don't think people should be getting, I mean, listen, especially guys under the age of like 24. I mean, you're just getting dumber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So look, I know I did it, so I'm being a hypocrite, but I didn't know that. I'm not sure it would have stopped me, but I also didn't know that.
Jason, were you a partier in high school?
No, college is when it started. And I told you before, I went full Frank the Tank once I got to college.
With alcohol or with everything?
With everything. I was going to actually tell the story. So I went to college in Hawaii.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Did you get any work done?
No, none.
None, right?
None. So anyway, the guys who lived next door to me were like our campus dealers. So like they had the hookup for everything. And so they were like, one time they asked, they wanted us to do shrooms. I'd never done anything of the sort. So I was like, I'm here. We'll give it a shot. So I did them. And we were watching, I think it was Austin Powers 2. And the paint from the TV started to pour out of the TV onto the floor like liquid. And then I'm just going to show you just real quick. My computer desktop at the time, because as you've heard already, I'm a Muppets fan, was Grover from Sesame Street sitting on the top. This is the exact picture. And
it's adorable.
Thank you.
Cute.
It is.
And he winked at me and he turned his head and I was like, what am I seeing? What happened here? And then he actually got up from the toilet, flushed it, and walked away. And I was literally, I was like, I don't think that my mind is good in this space. So I never did it again.
Dude, can I interject here? What you described sounds awesome. Like people will pay for that in a VR world to go, if you could watch a movie and the colors just poured over you like a river of color, and then all of a sudden, your beloved characters turned and started winking and talking to you.
And he was courteous enough.
That feels like a win to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess probably it's just a mindset I was in at the time, but I was like, what is happening?
I mean, Jamie, you know that my kids are older, so
yeah,
I've been an empty nester for a bit, and probably the past, I don't know, 8 months, I've kind of started dabbling back with mushrooms a little bit. And
what's it like for you?
What's it like for me?
Yeah, what are your experiences typically like?
Well, I generally don't take enough to trip. I don't microdose. I take like gram and a half, which just is like a real giggly. There's some visual stuff, but nothing crazy. You're still in control. But mushrooms have, when I microdose, they've really improved my mood. They've really a lot.
I've never done them.
I mean, look, man.
But no, I don't know why. I was like, nobody was like, hey, because back in the day, I mean, if somebody's like, here, take this, I'm like, yeah, that sounds fantastic. But
you were in the Navy. You couldn't have taken it.
No, again, they were like, dude, if you like, there were guys in my department that we had to make them take Antabuse every morning because they were such alcoholics. They were drinking like melted sterno, aftershave, anything for alcohol.
Oh, wow.
And so alcohol was, guys did do drugs and you got kicked out like that. because we went overseas and guys would, buy stuff over there. But the alcohol was the big thing. And if you drank, like I remember when I got my bars to make lieutenant, they filled like a pint glass with just pure alcohol, all alcohol, and you had to chug it. I'm lucky I didn't die and come up with your bars in your teeth. And of course I did it, the rest of the night, boop, gone.
Wait. Like what kind of alcohol is being poured in there?
Oh, anything. They just poured them all. And it was all like, it wasn't like creme de menthe or Kahlua that was like 20 proof. It was like vodka, rum. It was all the 80 proof, some bourbon. It was like the worst Long Island iced tea you ever had.
You know what?
I woke up like in a shower, like puked everywhere. And I still got up and made it to officer's call. The other guys didn't. I was like leaning on something at officer's call. And later the captain told me, he goes, "You're a swinging dick, man. You should stay in the Navy. You'll be a captain one day." Because the fact that you did that much damage to yourself and still made it, you're a screaming legend. And those are the guys, like, that's what the Navy, and it's a bad mentality to have, really, to go like, no, what I did was absolutely ludicrous. And I gave into peer pressure. I could have literally died like a high school frat kid. And, but that's how the military goes. It's all about alcohol. And I look back now and I think, like, in high school, if I didn't drink at all and I just got high, would I be better off? And I think I would have.
Well, I'll tell you, guys, I'm going to have to shut this door. There's so many bugs. Hold on.
This is like the opening of a John Carpenter film. And by the way, you're the first one dead. So just
you're going to see all the crazy stuff on the desk. Hold on.
We got to get. We had a little. We got a mom coming in a few minutes. I think the woman. I love that Josh is just so casual for a show. He's like, I'll be back. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee and. Oh, because of the reflection.
Garage door.
We'll cut that out. Don't worry about it. It's not live or anything. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, there's so many bugs flew in here. I can't even.
Is that the cicadas or whatever?
No. It's just like little tiny bugs.
So have you watched the doc on HBO, The Crime of the Century, with the new fentanyl thing and the Oxycontin? No. So good. And Purdue Pharma got fined like $600 million and just wrote a check and were like, yeah, that's fine. We don't care about that. Because they made $9 billion by telling people that no one on earth should have pain and everyone should do basically heroin. So all these kids are ODing around the country.
Listen, dude, the biggest hush secret forever has been that the biggest drug dealers in the country are doctors.
Mm-hmm. That's what the doc's about. And it's kind of depressing as a parent, because I just don't think my parents, like, I guess it happened in the 60s to a degree with heroin, but then they kind of cleaned that up. And in my era, you would come home drunk and throw up. But I don't think my mom ever was like, he's going to OD. That was never a thought in her head. But I feel like every parent now is like, my son had a shoulder injury and they prescribed some medicine and now he's a heroin addict and he's 17 years old. It's getting harder and harder to be a parent these days.
Well, I think they say that, right? And I could be wrong, but some of the prescriptions, if you take it as prescribed for a month, you're hooked.
That's it. Yeah.
And like most of them, you don't need them if you're taking pain meds. I mean, unless that injury is super severe, 4 days, 3 days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people keep popping them. Oh, there is a big ass bug.
The doc goes into detail too about like how 150 years ago, people thought pain was good for you. Super interesting. Everyone should see it. It's on HBO, Crime of the Century. And doctors at first they were prescribing heroin, but certain doctors are like, no, the pain actually stimulates the immune system, and you won't have pain. And when they first started doing anesthesia, a lot of doctors were like, no, that's terrible for the human body. And now we're at a point, the opposite end of the extreme, where it's like, I mean, people are taking unbelievable meds for like, I have pain. I don't know. My shoulder hurts. I better do some fentanyl.
I mean, well, if you have an affinity for drugs, you can go get a script for pain meds tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not, I mean, I guess they're kind of maybe trying to crack down, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, I don't try to go. I
You're
don't
like-
get payments. But just so you know, there's another. Oh, there it is.
He's got me like looking around in my
Wait,
the room I'm in now. I'm like,
that's a-
I'm paranoid.
But that's a stink bug. Damn it. But I just want you to know there is a potential for me to do another freak out. If it flies and hits my head or something, I'm just telling you right now.
Well, our other guest is here anyway. So honestly, I'm waiting for a knife fight next door to drag you away. Anyway.
All hell is gonna break loose.
Should we bring in our other Jason? You want to bring in our other special guest tonight?
You got it.
Oh, I thought you were going to introduce her, man. You keep saying bring her in.
There I
am. I go, dude, you got to bring them in. You can't just bring them in. Okay, all right.
Let's try you guys. Okay, I'll hide. Do it again.
Okay, hold on. Let's get her out of here. Get out. No, get her. She's okay.
Oh, that's not it.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay. Wait, it's okay.
Get
her out. All right, so hey, listen, our next guest is one of my favorite mom comics, and that's a terrible phrase. She's just a great comic who happens to be my mom, and I asked her to come on because we did our dad. So every show, Josh is. I'm sorry, man. You okay? Every show we give one parent just 90 seconds to just lose their shit and give it up. And so I asked my friend to come do it, and this is Kate Mulligan, one of my favorite comics on earth. We'll add her to the stream. And there she is. Oh, that was close.
You guys did not tell me I was going to be on with Travis Barker. I'm so excited.
Oh
my God. I would have
made honestly, my bed. By the end of this show, even though it's virtual, he will have slept with you. It's pretty.
This isn't 2007 anymore, Jamie.
It is not.
He's still damage done, I believe.
What now?
Who?
Travis Barker is still getting it.
I thought you were talking about Josh. Yes, Travis. Yeah, Travis.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he's still living a pretty strong life.
Dude, when you go down in a plane crash, you're like, now I must fuck everything for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
Because
you know what I did?
You walked away.
It's so funny you brought him up because I just read that out of all last year, he has the most tracks that he is associated with that came out last year. Whether he was a producer, played drums, or his band. He had more songs come out than any other artist was Travis Barker.
Really?
Huge producer, I guess. Yeah.
Well, congrats on your second act, Travis Barker.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm really sorry about the Shayna stuff, by the way.
That's all right.
I love the kid.
You're doing pretty well this year, I guess.
Yeah,
you're in the bedroom there.
Huh?
But yeah, this is the spare bedroom. But sometimes if I stay up too late playing Nintendo, I will sleep here so I don't wake my husband up.
Wait, are you the video game junkie of the two?
I didn't know this until COVID hit. And I was like, you guys, I better go buy a Nintendo Switch. And I'd never had video games as a kid. And it's all I do anymore.
What do you play?
What do you play?
Animal Crossing, Lego Harry Potter. I'm trying to get into Legends of Hyrule or whatever that Zelda one is, but I'm not there quite yet. Just really cool video games that really cool ladies in their 40s play.
Do you know who else plays those games? Those exact games?
Yeah, your children.
My 5-year-old. Yeah, my 5-year-old plays all of those games.
So I feel like that really de-ages me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
sure,
just really, I'm like,
it keeps you young. Yeah, it keeps you young. Yeah, I agree.
So. Don't be shady, Jamie.
No, I'm sorry. That's my fault. So you have 12 children, I believe.
I have 17 children.
Wow.
I have 2 boys. I got 2 boys. So I live with 3 penises and 6 testicles.
I'm gonna have to let you meet my wife. She's got 4 penises, 8 testicles here.
By the way, congrats on you all having 2.
I know. I was going to say the same thing.
Great math.
It would have been. I thought it would have been.
Well, actually, I had
7 testicles, but I'm not going to tell you which one.
Oh, I apologize for the assumption. Congrats on your 3. I'm sorry for his 1.
I was still doing the math on you, and then
wait, it's an even.
Yeah.
My husband. I'm so sorry. Okay, to be clear, my husband has 6 testicles, and my children have none. So, but that's why that's how they're
So
sick.
are you telling me he's all potatoes, no meat?
All potatoes, no meat. It's a miracle. It's a miracle we even had the children.
Yeah.
Rice and beans. Rice and beans.
No, they all have 2 testicles. I'll be
So
honest.
how has life been during the pandemic? How
I mean, does anyone really have to ask that? I said today, like, if my internet goes out, it's called a snow day. Like, school's canceled because like there's no way to go to school if the internet goes out. I have questioned multiple times, like, if I murder my kids, is it called a school shooting? I don't know, Jamie. These are the questions I have to ask during this time.
I like that joke. It's pretty funny.
Thank you.
Trust me, you're going to get booed immediately, right?
Immediately.
Probably canceled. I would imagine.
I just got canceled on this podcast. Just now, I got canceled. Yeah, I mean, it's been tough. It's been tough on us, but not the kids. At least in my case, my kid's a kindergartner. My older one's a kindergartner, and then I have a 3-year-old. So it's like he doesn't know that kindergarten's not always from our family room on a computer.
Right.
So it's like it's all sort of how we were able to frame it. Like it's trickier for. How old are everybody else's kids? I know Jamie's girl.
Josh is an empty nester.
Oh, you don't. Wait, you don't look old enough to be an empty nester.
Empty nester. My youngest son is 24 years old.
So you had him when you were 12. What's the math here?
I'm Travis Barker.
Touche. Okay, you're an empty nester.
Yeah.
Josh, how do you think you would have done during the pandemic if you had like 2 little kids?
First of all, I feel bad for anybody who had to homeschool teenagers and do their math.
No.
I don't know how.
Not true. I talked to guys with teenagers. They were like, kid was fine. I never saw the kid. To be fair, the kid probably wasn't studying. He's doing
the kid failed.
Yeah, I mean,
like you on your computer. The kid's like, oh, I'm on my computer, Dad. I got it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, there's certain subjects I feel like I would not have been prepared to teach, but I don't think that I would have done as well as like I saw my brother do. My brother and his wife crushed it. But like I wouldn't have had the patience all at home all day, every day.
Actually,
what
can we show? I have a little clip of how Josh parents.
Oh no,
Jason, shall we do this? I'll do this one. You ready? All right. So this is Josh talking about some of his parenting skills.
One of my sons, I won't say which one, was taking long showers, and I just had to tell him, "Hey, I can't." And he was like, "What?" I go, "Look, don't make me say, but I know what's happening in the shower." And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about," because they deny whatever. And I go, "All right, listen, I know you're taking really long showers because you're masturbating in the shower." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "I told you I was going to say it to your face. Now, what I'm telling you is I don't want to have to pay that water bill." Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not working for me. Just go jerk off in your room. Totally acceptable at all times. That's why we knock and all that shit. I assume when your door is shut, you're jerking off. I think he got it. I think he got it.
Now, Kate, is that how you deal with your husband when he takes long showers?
Yeah, no, I'm like saying it's a dry jerk only house. Okay, you got to dry jerk it.
Dry
jerk. You're not
She's
using any
no
of the water.
Shower, not dry.
No shower.
Oh, right, yeah.
No shower.
I'm sorry, I played that.
No, just a dry jerk only.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that expression.
Yeah.
That I just made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wow.
I was briefly horrified.
Yeah.
I love Josh's honesty, and I think it's so funny because this show we talked about drugs a lot today because I don't know. If
it was a real laugh riot when I came into.
Yeah, that we came. By the time you came in, it was fentanyl, but earlier it was about getting high, and the fact that places call their stores like Ice Cream and Cool Breeze, and it's all over LA, whatever. And I love Josh's honesty because I say the same things to my kid. I'm like, "Hey, man, focus. What you doing?" I mean, she's not obviously she's 5. She's not doing but I speak very honestly and adult to my kids. I'm like, "Hey, pull your shit together, dude. Focus. What are you doing?" So I think I love Josh's parenting skills.
I don't know if I would call them skills.
Yeah, no, not skills.
But I would call them
attempts. There are some attempts at parenting.
I mean, look, that's all we're all doing is attempting it. That's all we're doing is attempting. We don't know if it's going to work or not going to work. Here's the thing. Like, I stopped thinking all you can do is try to make the right decision. And some of them work and some of them don't. And so like when they don't work, that doesn't make you a bad parent. You sometimes make the wrong decision. That's it. And I stopped calling most people bad parents because most people really, even if they're not great at it, are doing the best they can.
Which is they should have never had kids in the first place.
Possibly.
I would argue most of us should never have had kids.
But most people are just doing the best they can. You know what I mean?
I'm not even trying that hard.
I think so.
But I feel like they could do better. I feel like they could do better.
Yeah, man. But like,
I remember you telling me, Josh, because this, I think I just had kids or something. I think we did a podcast or something. You were telling me, you said you threw out the kid's iPhone or his
Nintendo.
His Nintendo. You
his
said,
Game Boy.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Which dumpster? I'd like to find it.
That's what I said. I said, well, listen, you're going to end up rebuying it. And you were like, I don't care. I'm teaching him a lesson. I go, you're kind of teaching yourself a lesson at that point.
Yeah, both of them. Well, it was like, and he said that to me, which was the best part, is that he had this Game Boy and I go, he brought it to school and they had said no Game Boys. I go, hey man, don't bring that to school again. Cause I had seen it or I'm gonna have to throw it out. Now, here's the mistake I made. So if I said I was going to do something, I did it. And the mistake I made was saying that punishment, because I just thought that would be, because since he knew that I did what I said, I wouldn't have to worry about it. And so I saw him put it in his bag the next day. And so on the way to school the whole time, I was like, hey man, anything you want to talk about, or, this is an open zone, we're not at school. You tell me whatever you want. And got to school and I go, hey man, nothing you want to give to me, and he was like, no. I was like, nothing you want to say? No. So when I picked him up after school, brought him home, how you doing? Hug, kiss, drove him up, got upstairs. We were walking by on our way to our apartment, walking by the trash chute. And I go, hey, throw the Game Boy away before we get into the apartment.
No way would I do that.
Oh,
and he went,
that's
what?
Really hot to me, honestly.
I go, throw the Game Boy away. And he said, I don't know what you're talking about. I go, hey, I can throw it away or you can throw it away, but it's in the bag. I saw you put it in the bag today. I asked you about it the entire time on the way to school. I'm going to need you to throw the Game Boy away.
Wow.
But you rebought it for Christmas or something.
Well, here's what happened. We're walking into the apartment and I go, listen, man, I told you, I mean what I say. And he goes, okay, I'm asking for a Game Boy for my birthday. And I was like, mother.
Of course he is. And do you have the balls to never buy him another one?
No, I bought him another one. But
valuable lesson.
But look, it was valuable to me. I'll tell you what, Jamie, I was way more strict when they were young because I didn't want them to question if by the time they got older, I knew I had different things to deal with. If I was going to still be single and raising them, I didn't want them to question if I meant what I said. I had to have that done with way before we got to be teenagers, because if I had to control that and all the other stuff, I thought I was like, I'm not gonna be able to handle that. So I did stuff like that when they were young, so I didn't have to worry about it when I didn't. When they got
Jason has little ones. Jason, have you done that with the kids where you've just put your foot down and said, I mean, your son was doing something on the neighbor's front yard or something, and you.
What?
Yeah, well, so that was kind of my fault, because I told him he could go to the bathroom outside, but I meant number one, and he litigated that to I can do number two, and literally shit on the sidewalk on my right in front of the house.
I would even say number one, not okay to tell him. What are we?
Okay.
We live in a
Potato,
rural area.
potato.
Yeah.
We live in a fairly rural area.
Listen, he's in Appalachia, man. It's
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So like,
Yeah, I'm in Burbank, and my son's definitely allowed to piss in my yard. It's either my yard or my hallway because he can't make it in time. Have a bush.
my kids
Yeah.
won't go. I beg them. We're in the pool or something, and she's like, "I gotta go to the bathroom." I go, "Just go pee under the tree." She goes, "I'm not doing that. No chance." And she like goes into the house and gets the house soaking wet. And I'm like, "Just pee under the tree."
Yeah, just pee.
Meanwhile, I'm just peeing in the pool.
Yeah.
Hello.
Pee in the
This
pool.
giant toilet we're swimming in.
Yeah.
I mean, please, the math
One
of the
plus
amount
one.
of urine compared to the gallons, please, it's not even.
It's
No.
not even a thing.
Who doesn't pee in a pool?
Everybody does, man.
I think
love things to convince you the dye would turn blue, and you're like, no, it's not. Trust me.
Also, somebody said to me the other day that somebody was like, "What's like the grossest thing you do?" And somebody's like, "I guess because I pee in the shower." And they're like, "What?" And I was like, "What? I'm sorry. Is that peeing in the shower? It's just it feels like it's water conservation, honestly."
Yeah.
It
I
would agree with that.
also, as soon as you hear the water running, you're like, well, I gotta pee.
It does trigger a little.
Who would get
something.
out of the shower, wet the shower floor to then pee in the toilet?
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
a sociopath. That's it.
Honestly, that person should be locked up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
A serial killer.
The
That's who
real
does that.
Travis Barker. Honestly,
Exactly.
might do
That's
that.
who he is.
Hey,
What do you mean?
I love
He
that you're
pees
just
in the
asking.
toilet from the tub.
Kate,
He
did you have
stands
a
in the
very
shower and
specific
pees
rant
in the
that you wanted
toilet.
to chat with us today about?
I do. I have a little bit of a rant. It's about me being a mom. It's not necessarily about my kids, but I feel like there's some shades of my kids in this. But yeah, I mean, listen, I feel like there's just been people that we have to, like, you become a parent and there's just some people you have to cut out of your life, right? You just have to start cutting some people out of your life. And the people that I've had to cut out of my life are the people who have said to me, "Oh, I got this new puppy. It's like having a baby." And I'm like, what? Say that again? I'm going to give you a chance to correct that statement. They're like, I mean, you know what I mean. I'm sort of like, oh, having a puppy is like having a child. It's the same thing. Oh, okay. So like when your puppy was born, your labia dipped into the toilet every time you pissed for 2 days straight. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? That's what you mean about it's the same. When your puppy eats food, it feels like the ball and chain with teeth from Mario's clamping down on your nipples. Is that what you mean? That's what you mean? That's what your puppy did to you? Oh, okay, cool. When you sit down to pee, your puppy's already pissed all over the seat because they can't lift up the seat. Is that what you mean? No. Okay, cool. And then did your puppy today charge you money to buy ice water from your kitchen at his ice water stand, which was both your ice and your water? Is that what you mean? That's what your puppy did? Cool. Did you have to sign on to speech at 8:15 3 mornings a week so that your puppy could learn how to say 3 instead of tree? No? Interesting. Cool. So so it's the same. That's the same thing. Cool. And when the pandemic hit, you had to do virtual puppy training every day online from 9 to 9:40, have a 20-minute break, and then go from 10 to 10:40, which is also known as no time at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could that be the amount of time that your puppy should be? That's what you mean. Okay, cool. Those are the people I had to cut out of my life.
I get it, but it's hard to, because if you say that to people who have dogs, I have some friends who have dogs, and yeah, I
wouldn't say it to them because they're not in my life anymore, Jamie.
It's like me saying that.
Didn't you hear what she said?
Did you listen to a word I said, Jamie?
Oh, I got it.
I mean,
yes, of course. So I mean, I feel like once you kind of get married and have kids anyway, like if you have friends who don't have kids, they fall by the wayside anyway. That
is true, except for people like Mark Ellis, who I feel like, Josh, you're friends with Mark also.
I just talked to Mark. Yeah, we both did the La Jolla Comedy Store back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Mark's the best. I love Mark.
He had actually said I could go do a set with him that weekend, but it was Mother's Day and I wasn't fully vaxxed yet, so I was like, I can't. But no, he is somebody that like I can still be friends with him because he will come over and he's not like, oh shit, your kids are here. He'll like dive in. And like they think that Uncle Mark's the greatest thing ever.
That's super cool.
Yeah, which is great. But no, there's like you definitely lose your friends that are like that still can go to brunch.
It's kind of why I had got married and had kids in the first place because I was getting deep into my 40s. And the problem is I was like the last guy left. And so the only people who are there to really be like your best friends then are like the dregs of society.
Yeah.
There's nobody,
Hey,
all the good ones.
Jamie, I'm sure your wife will be happy to hear that the only reason you married her is because everybody else had already gotten married.
That was it. Oh no, not her. Dude, well, she's way younger than me. Please, she was. I mean, no, I met. Well, yeah, this is gonna come off terrible. But not because she had no friends.
Hold on 1 second. Let me press record on my.
Yeah.
Wait, no. What I'm saying. Okay, this show's over.
Do you want me to just call a backhoe to start helping you dig yourself
What
out?
I'm saying is, when you're a single dude, and
She was so much younger than me. No, go ahead.
This is falling apart. So,
First, I had to make sure that she wasn't looking at what was in her drink. Then I had to put something in her drink.
yes.
Then I had to put it in my trunk.
Yeah.
Then I just called her dad. I went to high school with him, so I have his number.
The hardest part is getting in the handles on the inside of the van off. Really
Really hard. You know what I mean?
They don't just pop off. They like go really hard to get off. But in your late 40s, all the single dudes are like, these are the three guys I'm hanging out with because of the only three guys.
Yeah.
You're like, well,
It's like you and Jay Souza, right?
Jay's married.
I know, but he doesn't have kids.
No, he doesn't have kids, but we're
Yeah.
still buddies. We hang.
I know.
And I have my college roommate's out here. He's a director, Peter, and we still hang a lot.
Your college roommate was Peter Jackson? No shit, dude.
It
That's
was
wild.
Peter Jackson.
That's
And
amazing.
He put me in Lord of the Rings, which is really pathetic. Actually.
Which guy?
You would have made a fantastic Hobbit.
Well, if you were gonna play one person,
Mhm.
one role in Lord of the Rings, who do you think you would best match up to play?
Me or Kate?
All of you. Hold on. I've never
Well,
thought
first
of
of all,
this.
I never saw. I watched the first 20 minutes. Actually, I watched the first 90 minutes of Lord of the Rings.
You watched 2% of the movie.
Yeah.
Which I walked out at 90 minutes into the film, and I said, "I can't take one more battle scene. I want my money back." And the dude was like, "You've been there for 90 minutes," and I go,
This
"That's
was
not
2
even half
towers.
the movie." And they gave me my money back, and I left. And I've never seen anything but the first half of the first Lord of the Rings. It's just not my jam.
I don't know how to talk to you.
I know.
Are
This
you a
is
Lord of the Rings guy, Josh?
He,
Oh, are you a human?
if it came on right now, I'd be like, I gotta go.
Really? It doesn't seem like you. Jason, I would
dude,
go, yes, Jason's a giant Lord of the Rings guy.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. If a
And I've
movie,
never seen the movie.
if a movie has a dragon in it, I'm going. You
But
hear what
that's The Hobbit.
yeah, but
The ring wraiths aren't technically dragons.
no, there's no dragon. I know there's
I'll
no.
watch that dragon movie
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
with McConaughey
The
and
Nazgul.
Christian Bale. I'll watch that dragon movie. The one where they take over London and they're living off soot. And do you know that one?
Let me ask you a question. What is it about Lord of the Rings you didn't like?
I thought it was boring. I just was like, it was like another million creatures running, battle, fight, battle, running.
You
battle.
had a child to kidnap and force to marry you. I understand. There was other pressing issues at the time.
Your van was double parked.
Well, Jason, can you move your head to one side for a second and let everyone see your chair?
Oh, I've seen it. I
Oh.
already peeped that.
Oh, literally. So because everybody was attacking you, you had to go and bring me into this.
Dude, I can't go alone. We're partners in this thing.
Wait a second.
I'm confused.
And Jon Snow's here.
Show your iron.
Yeah, this is my.
And there's no Lord. You're not a Lord of the Rings guy.
I've never even seen the movie.
Have you heard of it?
Middle Earth is
I
different
know
from
what
the
it is,
MCU.
and I know that they were based on the classic books, but I've never.
I never read the books. Josh, did you read the books?
Oh yeah.
I read every single book cover
Me
to
too.
cover.
8?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my God! It's did you just hear me say that I play Animal Crossing for fun as a 39-year-old woman? There's nothing right about me, Jamie.
Yeah,
but
and by the way,
the Lord of the Rings is it's. If it was on right now, I would say I regret even showing up here. I wouldn't say I have to go now. I would be like, can you give me the 10 minutes prior to this?
I mean, I honestly, I would go watch them, but now there's like 12 hours of.
You'll fall asleep now. I'll be honest.
With my kids, it would take me months. That's Jason.
Yeah, see, this is Marvel's my jam. I built that costume.
You did?
No way.
That Iron Man costume.
That is amazing.
Isn't it amazing?
Yo, that is super cool, man. Can you
Also,
put that up there again?
It's,
that's-
wait, what?
No, I was just gonna say your wife just got canceled for being Black Panther. Wow, appropriation.
It was Black Widow. These were actually,
Okay,
this is
just
how we
kidding.
announced.
I was kidding. It was a joke.
Oh, it's okay.
Sorry, it's all good jokes are the ones that afterwards you have to say it was a joke.
Yeah.
This was my costume from Halloween.
That was my very first headshot. Now, yeah, that was the one I put that. That was I bought that shirt with my Structure credit card.
Oh yeah.
You did. There's no two ways about it.
This. Oh wait, no. Okay, I take it back.
This is your first one.
This is my first one, but I took such a huge. This was when I was acting, so this was my first. This is pre-stand-up,
And
this
you didn't
is,
get growing pains.
Yes,
You
yeah, no, I didn't
because
get growing
Kirk
pains.
Kirk
But you
Cameron
know
got
who
it
did get
instead,
growing pains? This
Ugh.
girl got growing pains.
Oh my God! Remember when I had a jawline? Oh yeah, look at that jawline. Oh, that's a lady that didn't used to eat her feelings.
I feel like Kate's my spirit animal.
Oh,
That's
Jason.
great. Yeah, I know. That's so funny. So
I've
you
now
regret,
this.
you wish you were just the person who had a dog, Kate, and you didn't have to worry about the kids?
No, I wouldn't change anything for anything. But I don't want to hear people. This is who I feel like gets to complain about the pandemic. This is the hierarchy. Single parents, number one. Anybody that's doing this shit by themselves gets to complain all day, every day, even when it's not a pandemic. You know what, Jamie? Hush up. But then next after that, I feel like parents, and then after that, single people. But I feel like I had single friends that are like, no, being alone is so much harder. I'm
You
like,
did say that to me, and I was like, I wish I was alone. I wish.
can't. Yeah, we're not engaging in this conversation right now.
I gotta tell you, as a guy who is an empty nester, it's not that bad. You know, I had a really pretty good year. I hung out a
I can deal
lot,
with.
smoked a bunch of weed, hung out on my patio, played some guitar.
So I have a whole new hour that I did at the La Jolla Comedy Store, and it's all basically the pandemic. It's about homeschooling my kids and all about it. And for 4 shows, it was a lot of parents, and it went fantastic. And I was like, oh, this is great. Late show Saturday. There wasn't anyone in the room over like 22. Nobody had kids. And like halfway through, I'm like, that's all I got. More kid jokes. I mean, my headshot is me with the 2 kids outside and you came to the show. So
As advertised.
I have to tell you, in this day and age with the Google, if you come into a comedy show and are surprised by the comedy at all, that's your fault.
That's on you, dude. That's what I said. And I told him that, and I said, listen, my year was so bad, you're going to suffer for the next hour. That's going to be your payback for this pandemic.
For the record, Jamie, I've actually, one of the things whenever I've watched you do stand up, and it was back in the day, like when you did that preschool fundraiser for me, thank you. But I feel like the one thing that you do is like your crowd work, like you just read a crowd. You've got a crowd's number before they've got yours. So I know you probably feel like, oh, Saturday night, but I guarantee you gave those people walk down like, that guy's amazing.
That's really kind of you, Kate. I do kind of feel that way.
Actually, I read the reviews. They were pretty bad for that
Okay,
night.
I missed.
I wrote those reviews.
Yeah,
they were awful.
Yeah.
Terrible reviews.
But I feel like I don't know how to pivot. I'll be up there and I'll be like, they don't like me. And then I'll just be like, well, next joke. Then I just can't. I cannot. I either do improv, or I do stand up, but I somehow have never been able to mesh the two.
I was talking about the pandemic and I was like, I go, this is going to sound terrible, but in the middle of it, and this is like to a bunch of 22-year-olds. Like one of my buddies had a stroke during the pandemic, and he's okay. He survived. He's going to be okay. But to save his life, they put him into a 2-week induced coma, and everyone was pretty scared. And for one brief instant, all I could think was, man, that 2-week induced coma sounds awesome. Every other show was like an eruption in laughter, and the 22-year-olds were like, hey, man, that's not.
That's a great joke.
I'm going to tweet about this.
That's a great joke.
I love that Josh is such a cool empty nester now, because aren't you the guy who fought his teenage son at one point?
Yeah, of course.
Classic. Who doesn't?
Honestly, dude, once you told me that story, like when people said, what do you want to have, a girl or a boy? I don't know why, but that story was kind of in my head. And I was like, I just want girls, man. I just want girls.
Listen, you know, young men, he's not the first to challenge his dad, and he won't be the last. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't fist fight. We just wrestled. And it didn't turn out well for me. But
Listen, it was
that's
cool
not-
because
yeah.
I'd already thrown out his Game Boy and bought him a new one, and then I challenged him to a fight, and that didn't go well for me either. But let me tell you something. I
the
feel great about it
parenting,
all.
I'm telling you, I'm doing great at the parenting. No, I beat him, but I also threw out my back. So I did actually win, but then I lost. You know what I mean? So it was like it was a real emotional roller coaster of a day, you know?
How old was he when this happened?
14 probably.
So I've got 8 years before I have to start getting ready for the fight.
Jason, you have how many kids? You've got Captain America.
I have 3. He's 5 now, and then I have twin 2-year-old boys.
There's a special seat reserved in heaven for your wife?
Well, actually, when they fight, they're going to fight as twins. They're gonna tag team, and two. You're not going to be able to fight two, like 17.
I can't fight them now. They fight. The 3 of them are like raptors from Jurassic Park. Like one comes from this side, and then they distract you right on top of you. It's terrible.
I think, once the power balance shifts, you know what I mean? It changes things in the house. When the kid knows I could take him, I think things get a little tougher. You know what I mean?
Dude, when Claire is 16, I'm going to be 66.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I was an involuntary response.
I mean, if she was a boy, she might kill me anyway. Like, I'm going to tell a story years from now where I got in a fight with my 16-year-old daughter, and she kicked the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Jamie.
You with your colostomy bag?
I have news for you, Jamie. You are not going to fight with your daughters between the ages of 12 and 20. That is going to go solely to your wife. That is Kate all the way. You're going to never have a better relationship with your girls. I mean, already they worship the ground you walk on, as they should. But like, there's no, I was a 12 to 18-year-old girl. My mother was the devil. My father was an angel, and never the two shall meet. I mean, it was like, you're in for it. You're going to be great. We're the only ones with boys. I mean, all 3 of us have boys, except for you.
I'm all chicks, man. All chicks in the house.
I still have my fingers crossed. I still think my younger one might be gay.
How old is he?
Jesus. 3. He's 3.
Hey,
I'm just like, do you want to put this hot dog in your mouth? Like, I'm testing things out. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
man,
yeah,
I mean, listen, that's not a great. That's not a great test, because if you put a hot dog near me right now, I'd be like, yeah, I'll eat that. I'll eat that hot dog.
Does that say something about me? I love hot dogs.
I love hot dogs.
See, I have a cousin who came out as gay, but we knew from the time he was little, because his Ninja Turtles never fought. They were always just going on vacation.
Yes.
Right.
I love that. My the 3-year-old, he loves Minnie, and then he decided he hates Minnie Mouse. Like, but he had a Minnie dress, he had everything Minnie. I just was like, whatever you want. Because I'm not going to be the first person to there's going to be plenty of people in the world that are going to make you feel weird about this. I'm not going to be the first. And then he decided, like, just one day, like, no, I'm no longer Minnie. And I was like, oh, okay. Guess he's going to find.
Did you send him to camp in upstate India? Indiana?
Yeah.
Dude,
I wanted to send him to a camp to turn him back.
Yeah.
But then the other day he's like, I don't like Minnie because I like Daisy. I'm like, we're back. Yeah.
She's a little feistier too.
She is a little feistier. She's like, Donald, you couldn't scare a fly with that costume.
Wow.
Oh, look at doing some voice work. I love it.
Jamie, when my daughter was 14.
Oh, you have a daughter?
I have a daughter also. We were sitting at the dining room table. It was me and Jacob was whatever. My youngest son was like 12, I guess, 11. It was me and my wife and Caitlin and Jacob. We're just sitting there at the dining room table. And I don't know where Caitlin starts to cry. And we're like, what's going on? She said, I'm dating Savannah. That's her best friend, right? And I go, okay. And Jacob goes, I'm in an Armenian gang. I go, what? And I go, hold that for just a second. It was so crazy. But my daughter had been dating her best friend, and we didn't care. Obviously, I don't care as long as it doesn't matter to me. I was like, as long as she's good to you and you guys like each other, just, no more sleepovers. You should have kept that one to yourself. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? I love your honesty. And I go, Jacob, I go, we're not Armenian, right? And he goes, yeah. I go, so they still want you in the gang? And he goes, yeah. I go, well, what do you guys do in the gang? And he goes, well, we sit at a lunch table and then, we just like hang out with each other. And sometimes we make fun of other Armenians when they're walking by. And I'm like, that's the whole gang? Yeah. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I go, if they ask you to steal your mom's jewelry or something, that's when we got to get out of the gang.
Well, how did both of those stories end?
Well, he eventually just found a different group.
Armenian.
Yep.
He became Armenian.
He lives in Glendale.
And runs a Mercedes dealership, and it's a chop shop, and it's cool.
It's cool.
It's totally cool.
And there has been some gunplay, but it's it's part of the business. It's not that big of a deal.
He got a PPP this year for a business that doesn't exist, But that's listen. Now he can buy a house all cash. So
a fraud with a chiropractor it's medical fraud, but that's just the Armenian way. What happened with your daughter?
I think they dated. I don't know. Maybe.
Is she gay?
No. I bet you she would consider herself bi at this point.
Yeah.
She's basically dated guys since then, basically, but mostly.
I wish I was bi sometimes because it would have just opened the dating pool, wouldn't it? You could just, anybody and everybody. You
wouldn't have had to lock down that lady of yours because there would have been more options.
That's what real damage. Basically, now we're back to that. He's back to the option situation. I think
it's my job as Kate's ally here to just keep circling back.
I love that.
That's twice you've mentioned more options. I'm just saying. I'm not that I'm keeping count, or you've basically twice said something about wishing you.
I think that's what time we have for tonight, Jason. I feel like we've pushed the limit on time, haven't we?
Are you mad everybody's attacking you?
No, honestly, I love that part. That's my favorite. Stepchild.
Johnny Depp from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is here. I'm so sorry. I called you Travis Barker. My mistake. Johnny.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you. Sorry about your problems with Amber Heard.
Was there anything else we needed to cover, Jason, tonight?
I don't think so. I think
we've we've done every show. We said we're going to end it by 8, and then we always go over.
Last break past it.
People.
Jamie, are you back on the road?
A little bit here and there. I'm going to record this new hour, my pandemic homeschool era.
And where did you, I'm always so curious, people who've been writing over, and I wrote also over quarantine, but where did you run your stuff? Did you go on the road?
So I did a bunch of Zooms, and then when things first started to open up, I did a handful of shows and kind of honed it out. But it's funny, Josh, aren't you at the point now where I kind of write a bit and it's pretty close? It's pretty close. I need a handful of gigs, and then that weekend I did 5 shows, 1 hour each show, and I kind of honed it. And so I'll probably get 45 minutes, pretty good stuff out of it.
Yeah. You feel good?
I do, actually. What's funny? I'll tell you this one. We did a benefit show.
We're out of time. Sorry. Every week you say 8:15.
So. Next time, anyway.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for coming to my show.
I don't want you guys to feel like you stayed too long.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, I did a show for my kids' school this past week, and we were raising money for the school. And so I had pitched it last year, and I think they were all kind of like, "You're going to do what?" And I go, "We'll do a comedy show. I'll bring in some of my parenting comedy friends, and we'll raise money for the show and everything." And they were like, "Oh, okay, I guess it'll be okay," or whatever. They didn't think they'd never seen me perform or anything. And then so we did a show Saturday. It was awesome. It was Kira Sultanovich, Brian Kiley, Lori Kilmartin, and I did, and we all did 20 minutes and then riffed, and it was super fun. And so it was kind of like this big hit and like, oh my God, we didn't know. And it's so funny. But also because it was the first time everyone was like at a show.
Yeah.
We might all be getting inflated egos about our actual material, because even in San Diego, people are like just so happy to be out of the house that they're like, yeah.
Yes.
And you're like, well, that's the setup. Can you wait till the punchline to lose it? You know
Yeah. The reactions on the road have been this weekend in Spokane. I was like, I'm not this funny. Like, I mean,
I felt that way at times too. I was like, wow, these guys,
come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. I mean, it feels great, but I'm not this funny. Like, but no, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Is it a bunch of new material, or are you just going with it?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I have, I would say since I started going back on the road, probably about 22 minutes of new, not like quarantine, but
nice.
And then I got some quarantine stuff. And I've been playing a lot more guitar, man.
I see it, dude. I see the clips, and also you just riff. I mean, you probably riff.
Have a good time.
Yeah. Of course you're doing stuff. So
yeah,
can you imagine somebody?
You got some shows coming up, don't you, Josh?
Yeah, I got Minneapolis. It's at comedianjoshwolf.com. I'm at the House of Comedy in Bloomington, actually. It's at the Mall of America. I love that room. And then I think I'm it's in New Jersey. It's called Bananas, maybe. But that's the week after. But those are both in June. I'm taking a couple weeks off to
get hot. I know. Kate, what do you got coming up? Just life.
No, I was just gonna say, can you imagine if you're like, are you doing new stuff, Josh? And he's like, no, all my pre-pandemic stuff. He's like, don't you guys hate crowded elevators? Movie theaters are the worst. Like, you know what I hate about waitresses? Can you imagine?
Well,
I think now I want to do a set like that.
I feel like I need to record my pandemic stuff and get it up as soon as possible, because in a year, people are going to be like, that's the last thing we want. It'll be like doing like jokes about the Kennedy assassination or the Titanic. And be like, hey, remember when the Titanic went down? And people are like, dude, that was too Kate, we don't want to hear that shit anymore.
Kate, I will tell you though, a set list, or if you came out and you were like, I just want to go over this set list I had right before the pandemic went, and you did like, you know, everyone was like, whatever. How great is open mouth kissing? Right.
No. Okay. Yeah.
And how about this? And then each by one, I bet you that would be funny.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to bring a music stand because I had so much new stuff that I wrote.
Super cool, man.
Notes. I did it like that, and I had to have a music stand on stage because I didn't know the bits until I was like, I didn't know them in order. I didn't know how they went.
It's funny, Jamie, when you came and did the preschool fundraiser, and thank you for asking me to do your kids' fundraiser. I'm sorry I couldn't do it. Oh, wait.
You were busy. Wait, what?
Interesting. No, but I was going to say, that was the first time I'd done it since like having kids. It was
By the way, thanks for asking me. I had a great time.
Yeah, no, really Josh nice, and I, we loved it. Was I'll tell you what, that's cool.
It was the best. It was really
my favorite
night of my life.
You know, actually, the show was scheduled a year ago. To be honest with you, it was a March show of last year, and it got pushed to the summer. And then it got pushed to the fall, and then it got pushed, and we just did it 14 months after the original.
Josh, did you know him last March?
I knew him
last March. I knew him that last March. That's so interesting.
With girls named Kate. Good Lord.
By the way, Jamie, how funny is Kira? I think Kira is
the funniest.
I made her close. She was like, really? I go, oh, you're closing.
Oh, yeah. To me, I am blown away that more people don't know who she is. She's to me insanely funny.
We brought her in to kind of rant and rave. Yeah, she's a destroyer, man. She's a pumper.
Insanely
funny. So is Kate Mulligan, by the way. Honestly, I had her originally, and they said it's too many, Jamie. You got to get rid of one of them. And I said, well,
you got to get rid of one of those pussies, because we have 4 labia at a time.
See, it's a Catholic school. That's why she just told you why I couldn't have her.
I'll tell you what.
You don't think the Catholics would have liked me because I'm a Jew? Is that why?
Kira got up. That was her opening. Her opening joke was like, "I'm a Jew, so it doesn't matter." And then when she walked off stage, I said, "Don't worry about her. You'll never see her again. You'll never see her in heaven or something or other." And Laurie Kilmartin got up and was like, So I'm an atheist. So here we go and tell jokes. It was super.
This is my son's preschool was a Jewish preschool, and the joke that killed for me was about Valentine's Day because they were like, "We don't do Valentine's Day." So like I got up. I don't know if you remember this, Jamie, and I was like, "You guys, I just want to say before we get this comedy show started, we will not be doing Valentine's Day." And like all of the parents were like, "You just have to know like the school." So I would have definitely got up and been.
I had a couple drinks while I was doing the show, and then I went because we have a Catholic school, and so there's a beer and wine committee, and they run the bars at all the events, and you cannot get into the committee. It's the people that hang out behind the bar,
right.
You. And so my first year, I was like, "Hey, I used to bartend. I'm a comic. I should be on that committee." And they were like, "You have to pay your dues, man. You have to be at the school for a few." Not yet, man. Talk to us around 4th grade. And so I lit them up at the thing. And people were like, yeah! And then the beer and wine people came up to me after, like, dude. And I go, no, I was just. So some people at school hate my guts, I think. And some people like it.
It's really good.
But that's the spice of life, my friend.
Super fun, dude. Hey, listen, we have gone for, it's been a long, Jason.
Yes?
Jason's like playing Minecraft or something on his computer. Hey, we should wrap this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Hey, let's thank our special guest, Kate Mulligan, for coming in. You'll have to be a recurring mom. We need moms on this. We got too many high dads.
I can be a mom.
I have some mom glasses.
Yeah, you do. And of course,
those are Missy Elliott rain video.
Okay, hold on.
Our main guest tonight, Mr. Josh Wolf. Thank you for joining us. Go to Josh Wolf Comedy to go find out his dates. Kate, you got any gigs coming up?
I have no gigs coming up unless you count my son's preschool graduation on Thursday. Don't show up. That'll be creepy. Whoa. That's a whole feeling right there.
We can't end this broadcast. All right, listen.
I was gonna say, but I'm on a morning show with Christian Harloff every Wednesday and Thursday on the Schmodown Entertainment Network. So I
love that. And Christian's an old buddy of mine. So where can people find us? Is it the schmodown.com?
Schmodown Entertainment Network, yeah.
Schmodown Entertainment.
You can Google it on YouTube.
Super funny, and I love both those guys. Ellis is a fantastic comic, and I love Harloff. So go find them there. Jason, any last words?
No, but thank you guys. Also, you can always find us on our Facebook at facebook.com/The Parents Lounge. And we broadcast live every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern at YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.
It's awesome. Thank you guys. Good night.